Okay, well, welcome everybody to our very first session for our Scholar Summit series. We are super excited to have you attending or watching this recording afterwards. We have three of our high school co-designers presenting this week. They each have their own topic. They're going to be talking about AI, about Scholar, kind of giving us the student perspective and sharing their voice and opinions, since that's often something missing when we're talking about new technology or AI in school. So for our very first session today, we're kicking it off with Leah. She is a 10th grade student at Dayspring, almost 11th, because the school year wraps up next week, but she is going to be presenting today about how AI is really used. She and all of our co-designers joined the Scholar team this past January, and they've been working with the team, learning about Scholar, how AI is used more, sharing their ideas. So we're super excited to have her, and you can take it away, Leah.
Hi, everyone. My presentation is on how AI is really used. So, more about the topic. AI is a big part of our world now. Many kids and people use it for work, school, their personal life. AI, like ChatGPT, Scholar, Gemini, and others offer valuable support, but can also, some kids can tend to rely on it and just have it do their work for them instead of using it to make ideas and help them figure out their projects more. And the excessive dependence on AI may hinder children's developmental skills like their critical thinking, their problem-solving skills, and their independent thought by reducing their opportunities for active learning and intellectual challenge. Some of the ways students use AI as an assistant, recommending emails and drafting them, help on schoolwork and studying. Personally, I use it to ask me questions, examples, make an outline for me, researching or getting information on topics, technical and creative skills, and some do use it for cheating. And 1 in 10 teens use AI to do all or most of their homework, and that's about 20 to 35% use it. 20 to 35% use it to cheat. Scholar and its features. Scholar has a lot of amazing features that students can use to study, break down concepts, help with their homework projects, and it gives students a clear and understanding explanation on topics and gives practice problems when students ask. Scholar can also give tips on studying and even help brainstorm for projects, study methods, assignments, and other things. When I took business last year, I used Scholar a lot to help make my business plan and other things to do with it. When we did projects, I asked for help creating a brand name and the vision statements and everything. So it's very helpful. How Scholar helps build skills. Scholar helps build skills through critical thinking skills, problem solving, and others. It does it through personalized learning paths, interactive assessments, resource integration, collaborative learning, data-driven insights, skill-specific modules. And what I really like about Scholar is when we were helping test it out last year, it doesn't give you the answer. It helps you problem solve it in order to get it to click in your brain, how to do it, but it won't just give you your answers. It makes you go through the steps to do it, which I think is really cool and helpful. Breaking down tough topics with Scholar. Scholar helps students understand hard topics by explaining tricky ideas in simple steps. For example, if a math problem feels confusing, Scholar breaks it down piece by piece and shows how to solve it. It also gives clear definitions and examples, making tough topics easier to learn, and this helps students feel more confident and less frustrated when they don't understand it. For example, I asked it, can it break down chemical reactions and explain how to balance equations? And it explains the chemical reaction by saying it shows how substances change in new ones, and balancing equations means making sure the same number of each atom appears on both sides. And it even asks to do a simple example together to help further prove to understand. Benefits of AI for students. AI helps students by giving instant answers and personalized support. For example, if a student's struggling with writing, AI can suggest better words or check their grammar. It can also save time on homework and help learn new skills step by step. Plus, AI encourages students to explore ideas independently while providing guidance when it's needed. These benefits make studying easier and more enjoyable for students. I'm going to do an example by going with a Scholar and using Baxterbot to show you like how the kids will use it and when they're doing their lessons and everything. Does anyone have like a specific example they want to do?
What about ways I can, or how can I get a job this summer? And what do I need in my resume?
So I asked like, can you help me get a job this summer and what I need in my resume to get one? And it shows that you would include your name, your contact information, your skills, any past jobs or volunteer work, and why you want the job that you want. And it asks like, what jobs do you want and why? And then it also gives it in Spanish as well. Does anyone have any other examples that they want to try?
I'm just wondering if you include all this information, like your name, the contact info and all that, will it actually create the resume for you?
I can't say that if it will for this, but when I was in business and I would give it like some examples for like titles and trying to help me write like paragraphs for my business plan, it would use that information to fill it out. But I can't say for sure, like, because I don't have like example contact stuff. Yes. Well, last year when we were testing it out, they had us try to go off topics, and if you try to do that with Baxterbot, it will shut down and it won't let you use it anymore. So it makes sure kids stay on topic and not try to go off and just randomly do stuff. Okay, going back. Challenges or concerns about AI. Well, AI offers many benefits. There's also challenges. For example, students might rely too much and not practice their own thinking and just let it do their work, and that will reflect on their tests and their quiz grades and like other things. There's also concerns about privacy and the accuracy that AI provides, which and which is why you should always fact check it and not just take it for what it is. You should always go back and check your work and not just like use it to do your work. And then there's some worry that would reduce creativity if used too much, and it's important to use like carefully and double check to avoid mistakes. So basically, make sure you're doing your own work and double checking that it's not giving you wrong sources or the wrong information. Real student story experiences or stories. Many students have shared how AI helps them improve learning. For example, some say AI made tough topics easier by giving clear explanations and step-by-step help. Others find it useful for brainstorming ideas and organizing their writing. Some students mention that AI gives them confidence to try harder tasks because it had supported them when they were stuck and didn't understand topics. Um, I know some of the other cohorts and students that are in our group also use it to like make outlines, make study problems, help like them with their like homework ideas and project ideas. Tips for using AI responsibly. Using AI responsibly helps students get the most out of it. First, always double check the information that AI gives because it can make mistakes. Next, using AI as a guide, not a shortcut. Try to think through the problems on your own, not just use it if you get stuck just a little, and try to think outside the box too. Protect your privacy by not sharing your personal details with AI tools. So like giving it like, let's say we're going back to your resume, instead of giving it your personal information, give it like a fake name and stuff. And that way, when it fills that out, you could just swap it with your own information. Also balance AI use with other learning methods like reading and discussing and have like talking to other people and having it look at it and everything. Finally, ask for help from teachers. Understand how to use understand when and how to use AI best. Not just like get outside information and don't just use AI. Summary: AI is a powerful tool that helps students learn in new ways. Many students use AI for homework, writing, understanding hard topics, etc. Scholar is a helpful AI that explains ideas clearly and supports skill building, and it breaks down tough topics step by step, making learning easier and boosting confidence. Benefits include faster help, personalized support, more fun learning. Challenges like relying too much or privacy worries mean students need to use AI carefully. And then the real stories show how AI helps different learners succeed. To use AI responsibly, double check your answers, protect privacy, and combine AI with your other study methods. And overall, when it's used wisely, AI, like Scholar, makes learning stronger and more enjoyable. Does anyone have any questions?
Yeah, feel free to share in the chat, or if you want to ask on camera, you can. I'll just ask you, Leah, what do you think about having like guidelines in place for like when it's appropriate or when it's not appropriate to use AI? Is that helpful for students if teachers are clear about that, like at the beginning of the school year or the start of a assignment? What do you think works best for students?
I think it is helpful for teachers to like explain the differences, and I think some kids might not like really care, honestly, but I think most kids genuinely like want to have their their critical thinking skills and be able to problem solve on their own. So I think it is really important that teachers do tell kids the difference, and so that way they know like I'm probably using this wrong. I could probably figure it out on my own. And then I really like how Scholar does it because, again, Scholar doesn't give you the answers. And even when I was doing a math lesson last year for geometry, they didn't give me the answer. That they broke it down enough so it was like it gave the step-by-step guide that I needed, and it helped it click in my brain like what I needed to do.
Mm-hmm.
As for the question in the chat, last year we really didn't because we were purposefully doing it. So we were just seeing how far we could push it. But as of now, I don't think anyone really goes off topic with it. And I don't think most kids get embarrassed by it. I think they're just like, oh, that should be on task.
I have a question. Great job, Leah. So what are, if you were giving advice to a teacher, what would be the number one thing that you would say that you would recommend that they say to their students about using AI? Like, you hear what your friends are saying and what they're talking about and how they're using AI. So what would be the advice you would give to a teacher about AI?
My advice would be like promote AI, but don't just be like, don't just use AI. Like, what I would say for teachers is I would say you use AI to like get your ideas and help you like think through like your homework or project ideas and stuff like that. But I don't use it too much to the point where you're basically rewriting the AI to make it your own. Use it to like find other topics that could be included and like how to make your idea like your project more creative. But I wouldn't like basically I would try to make the fine line between overusing it and using it as a tool more like standard, because most kids I don't think they know that like the line, and they just like start to use it more and then just rewrite it and then get in trouble for it.
Got it. So it sounds like you would recommend that the teachers explain how to use AI and when it's appropriate to use AI. Yeah. It sounds like some students just don't know how to use it as a tool. So then that's when they can get into the mistake of maybe copying and pasting. And
Yeah.
I understand that. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time, and you did a great job.
Of course. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. We have another session on Thursday at 4:30 and then Friday at 4 o'clock if you can attend live, or we will send out the recording to everybody. But thank you again and have a great night. Bye.
Bye-bye.